Hello fellow fandom searchers, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, in case you are finding this for the first time. The time has finally come to watch Attack on Titan. It has been recommended to me quite a lot under the opening reactions, so yeah, it wasn't necessarily on the plan, but according to people, it's a really life-changing experience to watch it. So who am I to say no to that? I must say I am quite intimidated to go into it with reactions because I usually catch things on like second, third, sometimes even fourth watch through. So I can almost guarantee that I will miss stuff. I will try not to, but hey, I'm not a native English speaker, so I take in the Japanese sound, the subtitles, then my brain is translating it. I'm thinking, then I have to translate it again, and then talk without seeming like a complete idiot. So, cut me some slack, okay? But hey, if I miss something, you are very free to tell me in the comments. Just a fair warning for this. Other than that, in case you are here for the first time, my name is Anne. I am currently trying to get over my Haikyuu obsession by watching animes out of my comfort zone. I am not a overly emotional person. Don't expect these reactions to be like me screaming and jumping around the room. Like, that's not going to happen. But I laugh a lot. And I am a crybaby, to be fair. So yeah, I think I will need a pack of handkerchiefs around me at all times when watching Attack on Titan. But hey, that's for the future. Anyway, if you didn't see the opening reactions, I will put it in the card up here, where I talked about what I know about the anime itself and about the story, so I'm not going to be repeating myself. And let's just jump right into it. Oof. Damn, how big those titans are. Like, I knew they are big, but this is insane. Erwin! Yeah, this is what I'm very curious about. These things. I let it play. I'm curious about the text. Few 2000 years later. Yeah, that's the thing. I was wondering during the openings what time period they were going for. But I guess it's after like an it's like post-apocalyptic thing. Setting, not thing. I mean, I would cry too, honestly, if this was my life. Yeah. A bit young for drinking, aren't they? Yeah, definitely. True that. Yeah, that's the issue. If you get too comfortable with something, you will just be unpleasantly surprised. Yeah. Famous last words, ain't it?
前に先生が流行り病からこの町を救ってくれた。先生には頭が上がらねえ。奴らにこの50メートルの壁をどうこうできるとは思えねえんだ。
More famous last words? How long will it take until it's down? Down. God damn it, I can speak. Like, he's right in a way. I don't know if it's the pessimistic side of me talking, but honestly, yeah, Eren is right in this case. Because the moment you get too comfortable with state of something, you will be unpleasantly surprised later on when the equation is distorted, which is definitely going to happen, because of course that's going to be the main plot. But even if I didn't know that some drama is coming, I would agree with him. I agree with him. Because, like, yeah. It's always the thing when people are going to do something that works, even though they know it's not necessarily right, let's say. And then they are really surprised when something bad happens. And then they are in damage control, but in that case it's too late. So, yeah. Agreed, Eren. I mean, it's always good to live in times of peace. But considering the situation, it's always good to be prepared. Just look at what's happening in the world right now. Yeah, very triumphant. This is honestly such a good portrayal of war. Like, everyone always expects the victorious side to return triumphant, but yeah, this is more like it. Like, the triumphs of victory aren't anything to wait out what the soldiers had been through. Just how much horrors they had seen. That's why glorifying war is never a good thing. Because war never brings anything but destruction and pain.
無能なばかりにただいたずらに兵を知らせ奴らの正体を打ち止めることができませんでした。
Can you imagine the immense pressure he had to be under to break down like this?
これじゃあ俺らの税で奴らに餌をやって太らせてるようなもんだ。何すんだクソガキ。
Just wait, you are going to be grateful for them.
戻ってこいほら。
Mikasa badass.
エレン、調査兵団に入りたいって気持ちは変わった。
I wouldn't say so. In any case, I would say this it's strengthened his resolution.
手伝うほどないじゃない。なんだよ。耳が赤かった。嘘ついた証拠。手伝ってもらったのね。あれ、父さん出かけるの？仕事？
ああ、内地へ診療だ。2、3日かかるかな。
エレンが調査兵団に入りたいって。それに、ここで誰も続く人がいなかったら、今までに死んだ人たちの命が無駄になる。
That's actually good logic.
そうか。
ダメだからね。
I mean, of course.
バカな真似。バカだって。俺には家畜でも平気でいられる人間の方がよっぽど間抜けに見えるね。エレン。
It's kind of the teenage drive to change the world, change their fate. It's always the same.
どうした異端者。正しいと認めているから。言い返せなくて殴ることしかできないんだろ。それは僕に降参したってことじゃないのか。
I'm going to start using this.
このヘリクツ野郎。ミカサがいるぞ。ダメだ。ここ行けよ。
You mean to tell me that Mikasa is more terrifying than Eren?
俺を見て逃げやがったさ。いや、ミカサを見て逃げたんだ。おい、大丈夫か、ハルミ。
I mean, it's true. The silent types are always the most dangerous.
そうか。それで、人類はいずれ外の世界に行くべきだって言ったら殴られた。異端だって。くそ。お前。だろうね。確かに、この壁の中は未来永劫安全だと信じきってる人はどうかと思うよ。100年壁が壊されなかったからといって今日壊されない保証なんか
Yeah, exactly.
どこにもないのに。
It's always the thing that people are afraid to change and afraid of change until something forces them, which is a problem because in that case you are ready for anything that changes. And you see it throughout the history all the time. Like when stupidest example of this is when lamps stopped being on gas but started being on electricity. It's a stupid example, but it incredibly well encapsulates how much are people afraid to change when something works. Even though evolution and development it's probably the most important thing ever in like human life and overall just civilization. That's why we were able to move from Stone Age, Middle Ages, and just push forward to where we are now. But people are always afraid to change when something works. And as Armin says, The fact that the walls were holding for 100 years doesn't mean they will hold forever. It's true. Ooh, the deadly stillness before the hit. That was good. That was really good. Sheesh. Wait, so the things before weren't titans? What was it then? Oof. Okay, if this big thing is Titan, what are the smaller things? Ugh. Okay, everything is Titan. Jeez, the smiles. Ugh. I want to know what created the Titans. Ugh. I kinda also want to know why they are eating people. Ah. Ooh, what a beginning. God damn. Ooh, what a strong beginning. It's always good when the series is starting strong. The thing is, I don't yet feel the pain that I am sure to feel later on. Because, like, while Eren's mother dying is sad and the way she did was pretty gruesome, I've known her for what? 15 minutes, maybe? Not even that. So it's not an accurate representation of the pain I know it's going to come later. But hey, Eren so far is presenting himself as a very solid character who, even though he is a quite, not naive, but let's say idealistic in some ways, he has his head on his shoulders set right, and his way of thinking is pretty good. Like, together with Armin, it seems like they have a very solid understanding of what the problem is in their world and in their way of living. And they want to change it because, of course, they want. It's, as I said, it's in nature of young people to want to change the world. It's usually not going to lead anywhere, but in this case I would say that there are changes to be made, especially after the fact that the walls that protected them for 100 years suddenly failed. Which, it's always a shocker when something you depend on and something you rely on as a measure of safety is failing. And it shifts your whole understanding of what safety means. It shifts your whole understanding on what your life is going to be. And overall, just this is exactly what I was talking about just before that, is that people who aren't ready to change are usually the most surprised when they are hit with a sudden change. Which in this case is the giant 50 meter, not 50 meter, 50 meter? Yeah, 50 meter titan. So, who just decided, hey, I'm going to punch a hole through this. But on the other hand, you kinda understand where Mikasa and the rest of them are coming from. You kinda understand the fact that when something is working, you don't want to change it. Because there is a chance of failure, which is something people are really afraid of. And they will rather stay still than move forward and risk something going badly for them. That's just how human nature is. Like, it's not the best mindset you can have, but on the other hand, like, it's understandable to some extent. And it's also the reason why many of the big inventors in the past were called crazy and heretics, because at that point the general consensus was that everything comes from God and just we shouldn't be the ones understanding humans and nature and laws and nature laws, physical laws and all that stuff. And then suddenly came people who wanted to understand, which is Eren at this point, because he wants to understand, he wants to learn, and he wants to change. No wonder he's called crazy. So, or not necessarily crazy, but yeah, pretty much crazy. Same thing with Armin, who is called heretic, because yeah, he's saying something that goes against the general consensus, which makes him a pariah. And it's always been like that. The parallels with real life history are great, and it's not a coincidence when people say that those who weren't able to learn from history are destined to repeat it. This is it. This is exactly it. It's repeating history all over again, just with different setting. Speaking of setting, I kinda... They said it's year 800 something, I think. So I suppose they are counting from some apocalypse, I guess. Because I can't imagine anything else than something called apocalypse creating the Titans, which I am very curious about what the creation myth behind them is, and I really hope we are going to learn that. Yeah, so that's probably everything I caught in this episode. If I missed something, let me know. Thank you for watching along with me today. I hope I didn't bore you with my discussion. If you like the reaction, consider subscribing to the channel. I hope I will go through the whole series because it started really good and I'm excited for the next episodes. Like, really. Even though it's not really visible, but I am. Leave a like, leave a comment. Again, please, no spoilers in there. Especially about some, like, really subtle stuff that will come up later. And see you next time. Bye bye.